Black Ops Cold War is probably one of the best Call of Duties of all time. Today in this video, I'm going to cover things we love about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Welcome back to COD Central TV. Let's get into the video. Number 10. Loved the bad ending. This entry has spoilers, so move on if you have not beaten it. What many consider the bad ending involves the main character siding with Perseus, the antagonist, and blowing up half of Europe. The game pulls no punches if one pursues his path. Additionally, players learn more about the villain and the lore if they do this. The story also does not punish the player or imply they did anything wrong by activating this ending. You're just casually blowing up half of Europe. What's the problem?
Slowly consume that which is dear to us. Our leaders continue to weaken under this threat.
Number 9. Slower movement. The series is notable for fast-paced action, something which carries on in the multiplayer as well. Players rush into battle, get a few kills if they are lucky or skilled, die, and then repeat. While this process remains the same, the movement is significantly slower than in previous games. Additionally, the time to kill is increased, making gunfights last longer. The higher time to kill is appreciated, but the movement just feels sluggish sometimes.
To choose from, but I'd rather play this than Piccadilly 2.0, and put me in the game, please.
Number 8. Connections to prior games. Avid fans of the series will find a lot to love about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War story. A slew of Easter eggs and cameos harken back to the older games. Imran Zakhaev makes an appearance in one mission, and the player directly interacts with him twice. Additionally, there are several references to the first Black Ops game, including the numbers and the sleeper agents. This also makes one wonder which continuity the game takes place in, the old Modern Warfare canon or the reboot. Number 7. Lack of multiplayer maps. It is almost unfair to compare the multiplayer offering in Modern Warfare because the 2019 game had exceptionally beefy multiplayer suite with numerous game modes set on a large variety of maps. By comparison, Black Ops Cold War's multiplayer feels thin, with a small handful of locations to play on and only the bare minimum of game modes. The only new thing the multiplayer brings to the table is the Fireteam mode, which pits numerous squads against each other in order to complete objectives.
The world right now, the fact that this game was just dropped on Treyarch's lap and they had such a short time to...
Number 6. Story. The campaign is admittedly short, but there is a lot to sift through in terms of narrative. Every level does a great job of pushing the plot forward and no mission feels like filler. One would expect a quality story coming from David S. Goyer, who wrote films like Man of Steel, Blade, and the Dark Knight trilogy, and he does not disappoint. Fans of the Black Ops games will be pleased by the twists and revelations. Number 5. No mounting. For some reason, players are no longer able to mount on objects, both in the single player and multiplayer. This is an incredibly frustrating omission for those who haven't been steadily playing Modern Warfare throughout the year. Maybe some did not like it, but it was a step forward for the series' gameplay, which notoriously includes very little interaction with the environment. Without mounting, using cover by simply crouching is less useful. Number 4. Non-linear levels. Most Call of Duty levels are extremely linear, shuffling players from one set piece to another. Black Ops Cold War's missions usually include bonus objectives and choices which impact the action later on. These moments do not impact the ending, which boils down to a binary choice, but it is cool to see NPCs react to decisions the players make. The player's actions may even determine the fate of one of the two supporting characters.
A weapon blueprint completely for free, which I think is nice. You grind 100 levels, you get a free weapon blueprint. That's fair for any season.
Number 3. The good ending. Again, there are spoilers in this entry. Considering the future of the series, it is safe to say the canon ending involves the team saving the day and preventing Europe's destruction. Oddly enough, this ending feels incredibly unsatisfying. Compared to the other conclusion, it is rushed and the player learns a lot less about Perseus. The player character even potentially bites the dust in this version. Ultimately, it is recommended to experience both endings, which is easy to do with the level select option in the menu. Number 2. Zombies. With Treyarch on the game's team of developers, one knows a Zombies mode is included with the package. This year's Zombies offerings are particularly nice, with 2 different modes, though one of them is exclusive to PlayStation platforms until November of 2021. Players drop into maps with their own loadouts, and the experience and levels are shared between this mode and the competitive multiplayer suite. This helps people work up to a solid loadout without having to compete using weapons with no attachments. Number 1. No doors in multiplayer. Doors were a first for the series of Modern Warfare, so it feels weird complaining about their absence in the new game. After their appearance in last year's game, it is odd playing multiplayer maps without them again. It makes the levels feel less like real places, which is especially strange because some of the maps take place on city streets like Miami and Moscow. The tension opening doors added a whole new layer to the combat, and now it is gone.